Hello, Internet. It's me again. It's Ryan from Digital Plumber. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to come at you with another video today about how important it is for mobile devices. Now, this is true for everyone, but this is especially true for guys who are plumbers, guys who are HVAC, because there's some crazy information about mobile devices and your customer that you should know, because it's a big deal. In fact, it's such a big deal. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, mobile devices, who matters? Like, here's my phone. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing the phone book. I'm going to keep doing, maybe I've got a radio ad that I go on my local AM or FM radio station, whatever. So here's the deal. Starting this year, all the estimates say, so right now it's 2017. At the beginning of this year, Google was anticipating that more than half of all web traffic would start first from a mobile phone. Right? This includes iPads, this includes smartphones. More than half. That's a huge deal. So this means that most of the web traffic that the internet is seeing is from a little tiny screen, not from a desktop, not from, a computer in an office, but from a little device. So right now, what they're currently saying is somewhere around 64% of web traffic starts from a mobile phone. 64%. That's a lot. And if that doesn't surprise you, it should. 64%. Now, maybe you're thinking, well, that's for young people. Maybe that's for like 18-year-olds or college kids, or that's not going to be my customer. You would be wrong. So it's true, right? Between 18 and 29 years old, there's a lot of people. Right now, the stat is about 85%. 85% of them search primarily on a mobile phone. And most of those people will never sit in front of a desktop when they do a search. It will always be at a smartphone level. But you move up to 30 years old to 49 years old, that number is 73%. Okay, so 30 to 49, 73% of them start on a mobile phone. Maybe you're like, oh, my customer's older. I've got 50-year-olds, I've got 60-year-olds. Okay, fair. I hear you. So as it turns out, between 50 and 64 years old, so the older end of the spectrum, 51% of them start with a mobile phone. 51%. It doesn't matter who your customer segment is. If they're between 18 years old and 64 years old, more than half of them start first on a mobile phone. So you need to be there. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. For one, there's a thing we call responsive design on a website. So basically what that means is, if you think back 10 years ago on a website, you would go to a website, it would look really crappy and small. On a mobile phone, you had to pinch the zoom or maybe double tap to get in. And even then, it looked like this thing that made sense on a desktop, right? Huge display. But on a little tiny screen like this, it was a pain to use. So you're zooming in and you're not seeing anything you need. You try to click to call something and it won't work. That sort of approach on your website just won't fly anymore with this sort of numbers happening on a mobile platform. So responsive design is saying that you take the native code of the site. You don't do anything special ongoing. You basically build the site from scratch to work this way, where when your customer starts from an iPhone, when they start from an iPad, when they start from, maybe they have a Google Nexus or a Pixel device, whatever the device is, the website automatically adjusts to the appropriate size of screen that they have. So they're not having to do pinching and zooming, right? They're not having to make it bigger or smaller. They're not having to look, where do they tap? This is a big deal for a couple reasons. One, it matters for your customer because they don't have to work hard. Right? So studies from Amazon, studies from Etsy, they've shown that all these obstacles that you put in front of your customer will result in a direct loss in your conversion of sales. If you make your customer wait, let's say 1 second, you can anticipate in the ballpark of 1% of your sales going bye-bye. So if your customer's having to pinch the zoom for every second that they're having to figure out how to work your website, your Facebook page, whatever, on a mobile device, 1% of those per second at least are going to be leaving your site and going to somewhere else. Okay, so you have to be fast there. The other thing with responsive design is not only does it help you with your customer experience, it puts the right information they need, right? So for an HVAC company, for a plumber, You guys know what you really want is the phone to ring, period. So when they're on their phone, guess what? That phone can make a call. So you can easily add code to your website where you say, great, click here. You're going to be connected with your phone. You're calling right there. They'll be on your website for all of 10 seconds, and they'll be talking to you on the phone right after that. It's easy to do on a responsive website. The other thing it's good for is it helps your SEO rankings. Now, we talk about this a lot. A lot of people have a lot of confusion about what SEO means. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's basically the black voodoo magic that Google, Bing, Yahoo, all the other search engines do to connect your customer to your site. Now, I say it's black voodoo magic. It's not. It is a science. We have a process that actually understands the science and exploits it to our client's advantage. When your site is optimized first for a mobile device, you get SEO benefits. If your site does not perform well on a mobile phone, if it's slow on a mobile phone, if it requires a lot of downloaded information that's going to be really slow on a 3G or 4G signal that these phones have, your site will be demoted in the search rankings, not just on a mobile phone, but also on your desktop service as well. You need both of those things to be right. So it's good for your customer experience because they can quickly get access to call you. The other thing it's good for is your local SEO presence. It helps your site perform better, rank better, which means more customers can find you to begin with. On top of that, a lot of plumbers we talk to, a lot of HVAC companies we talk to, they spend a lot of money each year on phone book ads, on billboards, on radio. Almost all of them, every single time, do not work. They do not have a way to measure conversions. They're throwing a lot of money at marketing that is expensive with no proof that they're getting any return from it. In fact, if you were to take a phone book, it doesn't matter which phone book, if you're in Denver, if you're in Chicago, pull out a phone book from 5 years ago if you can find one. Go through the plumbing section, see how many full page ads of plumbers there are, and see if they're still in business. Dollars to donuts, most of those companies are not still in business now. They throw a lot of money, they don't get a lot of return for it. But if you think about it, you probably feel this way too, right? You see a lot of other shops, you see all these big companies, and you see them with billboards, you see them with TV ads, and you go, well, they're doing that, so I need to be doing that too. It doesn't quite work that way. An easy way to spend marketing dollars where you get in front of your target customer is what we call pay-per-click advertising. So this is going to be Google AdWords, this is going to be Bing ads. Essentially, when someone searches on a smartphone, they're going to search for your city and a plumber, right? Or your city air conditioning. So where I am, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So people are going to search for Tulsa plumber. If you search for Tulsa plumber, you're going to see one of our clients, digital plumber clients, in the top first page of those search results. We've worked really hard to get them above much larger shops. We've also been able to put where their ads. So if you see them organically, that's great. But we also have pay-per-click ads. So they rise to the 1, 2, or 3 first top 3 search results of the city that the client's in. In our case, for this client we're talking about, right, it's in Tulsa. We make sure that those things work. We can also increase the budget so that we prioritize just smartphones, right? So we can say, hey, if someone searches on a desktop, well, let's not spend any money on it. Hey, but if someone is searching on their smartphone, let's spend a little bit more there to try to get in front of their eyeballs because we know that we're going to get a click out of that. The other thing we can do is because they're on a smartphone, we know where they are. So if they're doing a search for, let's say you go on right now wherever you are and search for Tulsa plumber, you'll see our client in the organic search results. You'll absolutely see them there. What you won't see are the ads for our client in the organic search results. You will not see the pay-per-click ads and AdWords in organic search for our client. The reason why, we don't throw any marketing dollars to people who do not live in our client's area. Each and every one of the ads we push are local to clients that we actually want our customers to get into their door. So we only spend money where it matters. We will not spend money where it does not come out as a return for you. So if you're in Denver and if you're searching for a Chicago plumber, if you're seeing Chicago plumbing ads popping up in your pay-per-click, you are literally wasting money. That person is not spending their money well. Guessing you're probably in a similar spot too. That said, mobile is very important. Long story short, right? 73% 73% of mobile searches are going to trigger an additional action, right? So of all the mobile searches, we've already said that if you're 50 to 64, 51% of those are going to come from a search. If you're as young as 18 to 29, 85% of those are going to come from a mobile search. Of all of those, 73%, so 3 out of 4, are going to have an action. They're going to call, they're going to download, they're going to watch a video. There's going to be something that they're looking for. And if you're a plumber, if you're an HVAC company, if you're an electrical contractor, those actions are calls coming into your business. 3 out of 4 are going to be calls coming into your business. So it's really important to present yourself well on mobile on these little tiny screens and make sure you have the right information that the customer needs to react quickly. It's also important because it helps your site perform better in the long term and find more customers to begin with. So that's it. We have a free download. If this is interesting to you, if you want to learn more about how important mobile is, we've put all this together into an infographic that you can download. It's completely free. Just go to our website, digitalmarketingforplumbers.com/free download, and you'll be able to download it right there. So just type in your name, what company you're with, so we know who's getting it, and you'll be able to get this whole infographic. You can print it out, you can hang it up, you can do whatever you want to do. Lots of information. If you understand the importance of a mobile platform, that most every one of your customers is starting to find you with a mobile device first, it will literally change how you do business in the way you market yourselves. But again, that's all for today. Hope this was helpful for you. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, digitalmarketingforplumbers.com. Other than that, we'll talk to you next time.